So a second stimulus package deal was reached yesterday. It's not a bill yet. It's not a law yet. But the big questions I'm getting is, okay, what's in the third stimulus package just a few weeks from now? Multiple stimulus checks? Yes. Hazard pay? Yes. SSI and SSDI? Yes. Rent? Yes. EIDL? Yes. Well, wait a second. Some of these are in the second stimulus package. They are. In this video, for the first time ever on this channel, I'm going to explain how the second stimulus package and the third stimulus package will sort of merge together and become a cohesive pack in January. It's important to understand that what you're getting in this second stimulus package has some really great stuff in it. But what's not great, Biden is promising to fix in January. So how is he going to fix it, and how is he going to modify something that's already a law in December in January? It's all real incredible, great news. It's about your second stimulus check and then your third stimulus checks in the third stimulus package. Let's get rock and rolling. This is an incredibly great broadcast of Early Mornings LALATE. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttered. I'm here, you're here, and good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LALATE, the 6:30 a.m. edition. You know, there's so much happening yesterday. I recorded 11 times because there literally was so much happening. And ultimately, what I want you to understand for today is what is second stimulus, what's going to be in third stimulus, what's going to be in state stimulus, and understand where the things are. I want you to know what you are eligible for. Rather than get into the details, I changed my checking account, so I don't know if I'm going to get the check. I don't, who applies to the hazard pay. Don't get into the details yet. First, I want you to be informed about what things you qualify for, because you may qualify for a lot of things. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel because I'm going taped, I'm going live. Yesterday I went live like 5 times. Don't want you to miss when I go live. You know, some of the videos yesterday, I had 3,000 people in the live room, but I started with about 400 or 500, which says to me that of the 3,000, there were a lot of people who didn't know that I had gone live until shortly thereafter. So to ensure you don't miss a video, go to the front channel, subscribe, and also hit the bell, the alert bell, so you get an alert when a new video goes live or I go live. Meantime, if you tune in at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is an instant premiere and it features a live chat on the side. With a live chat, you can interact with your friends. It's great because you can share sort of messaging and give clarity to one another. It also helps because sometimes people have the answers to the questions you have as well. And with that, there's so much happening. So let's not miss a beat. Let's get right to it. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you start this morning is that what's happening today and tomorrow and Wednesday is second stimulus. This is the second stimulus check and the second stimulus package. Now, there's some things in here that you need to understand may merge into the third stimulus. And what is in the third stimulus check and the third stimulus package? I'm going to explain that in this video. The second stimulus package, which will likely become law on Wednesday, but will get argued between Monday and Tuesday between the two houses, the Senate and the House, and then go to the President for a vote, will include a second stimulus check. We know that. It'll include FPUC going forward. It'll include UI and PUA going forward, about to April or March. It'll include EIDL grant. It'll include PPP. It'll include rent. It'll include food. It'll include child support. And free broadband. A lot more things that we didn't know were going to be included. Oh, really good stuff. Really excited. I'm very excited for you. Yeah, I hate the stimulus check and I hate the FPUC. I don't like there's no eviction. I do not like there's no mortgage forbearance in there, but we don't have the final bill. And I love there's an eviction moratorium in there. Thank goodness. Now, that's the second stimulus package. When would you get the things and when would the third stimulus package come around? The second stimulus check takes about 10 days to get after it becomes law if you sign up for electronic receipt from the federal government, either for SSI, SSDI, or for IRS payments. So stimulus check is the fastest thing. If you're not, it would come a week later for paper check. After that, the stuff could just take a while. Unemployment benefits could take a month, 2 months, maybe even worse, to get the unemployment, whether it's PUA, UI, or FPUC. It could take a while. The rent, the rent could take 2 to 3 months to get paid. The eviction moratorium, instant, the same day it becomes law. Anything that's an action is the same day it becomes law. So with that, you see, we're talking about stuff past early January, mid-January. What's mid-January? That's third stimulus. So suddenly what I want you to see is that your third stimulus may end up paying you stuff before you get the second stimulus items. Repeat, some of the third stimulus items may come to your hand, your pocketbook, before you get the second stimulus items. So what will be the third stimulus items? They will be multiple stimulus checks going forward, bigger than $600, FPUC retroactive, and then back forward at $600 a week. And that would basically require Biden to modify this bill and change the number forward from 300 to 600. That's what he's referring to with the down payment, which is a horribly confusing expression. He's basically saying, okay, they passed a bill at 300. I'm going to come and change the bill to 600. So starting today, you're going to get 600 for it. But back, I'm going to give you the 600 back. Then the EIDL, that would also get modified, presumably. The remainder of the $10,000 EIDL grant remains a big issue of contention. The reason why it was never paid is because of Jovita Carranza, who's a Republican nominee. She's gone in January. Biden wants to give you EIDL. When the EIDL appeared in this proposal on Sunday, my jaw dropped. But because it also dropped because I've been telling you EIDL is coming with Biden. I've been telling you that every single day for months, that Joe Biden was going to have the EIDL in January. I did not think it was going to be in December under this. Now, will Joe Biden do a different EIDL? Yeah. So he would presumably pay the remainder of the $10,000 grant for the EIDL. You have already received $1,000 per employee. Everyone else, that your EIDL kicks in now. A little confusing, I know. PPP, Biden would presumably do another round of PPP. And then hazard pay. Yeah, hazard pay would be Biden. It would not be now. The amount of the hazard pay, $10,000 if you are, if you're looking at 2 Georgia Senate seats going Democratic. And then the SSI. The SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad Benefits, which is a big Biden position, would be done in January. Viewers ask me, when would it start paying? It's presumed that Biden would do it retro to January, $200 a month on top of your existing benefits for 1 year, and then he would give you a lifetime increase up to 20%, and a new benchmark based on something other than COLA. What else would he give you in January? He'd also give you the CDC grant. He would give you rent assistance, which again is now becoming confusing because the current second stimulus proposal this week has a rent assistance program. So how would Biden fix it? Let me explain how he's going to fix it. This is how I presume he's going to do it. The rent assistance program established this week, if it becomes a law, I'm assuming it becomes law, would establish an agency that is going to administer the rent, set up the application process. You apply, and then it has the funds there at the agency, and then the agency approves your application and sends the funds out the way it sends them out. Presumably the way that Biden would fix this in January is just give the agency more funds so that it could do more applications. Pretty easy. I'm very excited that rent is in the second stimulus package. It's one of the most exciting things for me to hear, because it sets up the agency to administer this process. Not having this agency in this process for this entire pandemic has been very disconcerting. No one has been wanting to do rent assistance anywhere in this 8 months of this program from the federal government. It has been shockingly horrible that no one would do rent assistance. Who gets rent assistance? Anyone that generally have an income level or lower that's been impacted by the pandemic. Includes also utilities. Where else would there be an overlap? At the moment, that looks like the only overlaps. SNAP and broadband, and there is also money in here for child care. Those would be funded with additional sums of money. That's all really good news. The items and how they manifest themselves in January would likely start to surface right after the new year. Multiple stimulus checks, how many, how much, how would it get paid for, how would you apply, when would they operate? What you're going to see is all these things coming at you very quickly in January. You're going to see the impact of this, the second stimulus package, in the next few weeks with the stimulus check. That's the first thing you're going to get. You're first going to get is the stimulus check. The unemployment benefits would be the next thing you get, but they could come as late as February. By February, you may already be getting Biden's third stimulus checks, because Biden's third stimulus checks can come to you in 10 days. So they can come to you in late January, early February. Rent aid from this second stimulus package, I don't see that until February. So suddenly you're going to start to see a lot of things coming at you in February from the second stimulus package, which is going to get approved this week, presumably, and then from Biden's stimulus package in January. It's going to be a little confusing. And that's why I really try to ensure that you get state stimulus. Why? You see why I'm doing state stimulus. It is so obvious why I'm doing state stimulus. I started state stimulus 14 days ago. And this is why you really have to subscribe to this channel. This is why you have to subscribe and hit the alert button on this channel. Because I knew that these people, however good or however badly they do the second stimulus check and second stimulus package and third stimulus package, there's going to be a delay. And that you need money the soonest date possible. That came from the state stimulus packages. So I want you to always get state stimulus, which I cover every day on Purple, and then at Purple Power Live at night. Purple is on afternoons at LALATE, and Purple Power Live is at night on evenings at LALATE. And so I want you to ensure you get that rent stimulus, food stimulus, utility stimulus, toy stimulus, and also if there is a state stimulus check. I want you to get that now, because that pays right now in a day, in a few days. The EIDL loan is also paying right now for viewers of this channel, thousands of dollars. And so a lot of them are asking, am I going to get the EIDL grant in light of the current provisions? I presume so. Let's go now to details. There's going to be a lot of details. There's going to be a lot of details. And just be sort of, how do I say it? Just sort of let it flow. I know you know. I'm so honored that a lot of you think that I know a lot of answers to a lot of questions, because I've covered so much of this over so many months. How you get the EIDL, how you get the PPP, how you change the banking account for the Social Security for this for the stimulus check, and then what if I'm on SSI? How does that get? I know there's a lot of questions you have. What I want you to understand is things are going to take a process. And so you could ultimately wake up one morning and literally have 900 questions. Like, don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it overwhelm you, because it could be overwhelming. Meantime, I have to figure out between you and I how I get all of this in a day's programming schedule. You know, this channel usually had, this channel has different programming shows now than it had 3 months ago. 3 months ago, I had an EIDL time slot and I had a Rent time slot. Rent was never watched. It was a bomb of a show. It was very unpopular because there was no Rent program established. Now there's going to be a Rent program established. So I'm going to have to help you figure out how to get that Rent program approved, how to get that EIDL approved, how to get the PPP Pro. I'm going to have to do so many different subjects and separate across the board. And so I have to figure out how to get those all scheduled out for you in a given daily time slot schedule. I'm so excited for you because there's a lot of things here that you can qualify for. You can get the stimulus check, you can get the rent. Then if you're a Schedule C anywhere in your 2019 tax return, you can get an EIDL grant, you get PUA, you get FPUC, you can get a PPP. Sometimes PPP conflicts with some other things, so we have to be careful of that. And with that, have a great morning, and join me on Mornings LATE at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with a big broadcast. That's going to be a monster broadcast. And then join me throughout the day. People are asking me how many times you're going to go live today. I don't know. There's a lot happening, but we're going to have a lot of fun over the next few months. There's a lot of stuff breaking, and you see how much stimulus is coming to you across the board. So with that, stay informed, stay smiling, subscribe, also hit the alert button, and have a great morning. And by the way, did you leave me some bacon? See you later.